Do you want to make money while you sleep?
Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Alpha Couch, where we talk about real estate and this awesome community that we live in. In this episode, we are going to be continuing the topic of real estate investing on the long-term and short-term rental side. We love this. It's a passion of ours to invest in real estate, especially on rentals. So we're going to talk about that.
Okay, so I guess starting off, 30,000 foot view, how do you know if you're buying a house at the right price? What is it going to rent at? Just questions that most people have when they're looking to purchase a rental. So rule of thumb, if you're buying a house at $100,000, you'd like to see it rent at $1,000. We call it the 1% rule. You can apply that to just about anything. $80,000, $800 a month.
Mm-hmm. And I know in this market, it is increasingly hard to find those deals just because housing prices have continued to go up. Rent rates have not gone up as quick. And so it's just a matter of finding those deals. It is difficult, but they are out there. You just have to do a little digging. Or you need to work with an alpha agent who has worked with investors before that can hook you up with those deals. And sometimes you got to go out and just pound the pavement, knock on some doors, find a distressed property, see if you can get a deal.
So as far as figuring out what the rental rate is, there are websites where you can look at just other properties in the area that are for rent. Mm-hmm. One thing that we've found is kind of the most trusted way is to find a property management company. Mm-hmm. This is going to kind of lead us into, if you do have a rental, what happens next?
Mm-hmm. So there's two options. You can either hire a property management company or you can self-manage the property. And we get this question a lot. Hey, do you have a property management company? And we go through one just because we like the time that it gives us. And honestly, if you hire a property management company, the tenant doesn't even know that you own the house.
It's the easy button.
It's the easy button. They take care of leasing it. They take care of managing it. They take care of getting those phone calls at late hours for repairs. So pro, you get time. Con, you don't make as much money because you have to pay the management company. But for an example, most property management companies charge half of the first month or the full first month's rent to do the background checks, find the tenants, show the properties. And then they just charge 10% a month to manage them, which I feel like is, as long as the numbers all make sense, it's worth it to have your time.
Yeah, you have to figure out your situation and what's best for you. Mm-hmm. The reason why we suggest that is because most people who don't want to own a rental property, it's because they don't want those phone calls. Mm-hmm. They don't want the middle of the night, my furnace went out, or my AC's not working, or the roof is leaking,
broke
or
a window,
whatever it is. And so having a property management company there can basically field those calls for you. But it does come at a price.
So let's talk about the BRRRR method. You might have heard of this on a podcast. It's really popular inside of real estate investing and specifically bigger pockets. But BRRRR is an acronym for buy, repair or remodel, rent, refinance, repeat, 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 repeat. Essentially, it just gives you the opportunity to buy a property at a certain price, do some updates, some repairs to it, stick a tenant in there that's paying rent, and then with that now performing asset, you can refinance it and pull your money back out of it and redo the same process over and over again. So you can use the same amount of money over and over again to buy rental properties.
Really cool process. It really gives you more options. The traditional way is when you have 20% of the purchase price, you go out, you buy the property, you put 20% down, and now you have $0 for the next property. Mm-hmm. But if you go with this BRRRR method, you can literally pull all your cash back out of that property. You now own the property, a tenant is in there, mm-hmm. and they are paying that house for you.
Yeah.
So not only are you getting the monthly cash flow, you have now the equity in the house because you've remodeled it and did work to it, and then you have the long-term wealth gain of appreciation that house is going to provide.
So you're probably sitting there thinking, this sounds too good to be true. Just take my money. You can just, not have to do anything. But I will tell you, sometimes it comes at a cost. Enter the scary tenant, the unresponsible tenant, which is going to happen. They're going to come in, they're going to destroy the house. They're going to do crazy things like steal your refrigerator and your air conditioning unit.
Outlets.
Yeah, why would they take the outlets?
Floor registers.
It happens, okay? We don't know why, but it's just part of it, okay? You just have to understand that that is a possibility. It's not always gonna be perfect, but here's what we recommend. The profit that you're making on a monthly basis from the rent versus your mortgage payment, stick that in a bank account until you have a nice cushion that you're able to go and make some of these repairs. That way it's not detrimental in case something major does happen. Once again, you also have to think about, even if you do spend all of your cash flow money on repairs at the end of the year, that tenant still is paying off your mortgage for you. So there's still the benefit there.
They're paying the principal down, and you've built equity in the property. The market continues to go up. So you're looking to buy your first investment property and you want it to be a rental, okay? What are some options? If you have someone else's money, in this
Adam's
example,
bank
Aaron,
account number is, write this down.
well, if you have 20% down to buy a house, you can go do that. You can do the BRRRR method. What's really becoming more popular recently is you turn your personal property into a rental, okay? It's called house hacking. So you could literally buy a house and then move and then turn the previous one into a rental. But you could also take a home, rent out bedrooms, pay for your mortgage. Again, a duplex.
Live in one side, rent out the other.
Great way to pay for your mortgage.
Absolutely. Lots of different ways to finance it. Once again, get a hold of a good lender, talk through the options with him. You know, there's also hard money lending. There's private money lending. You could borrow money from a relative and then refinance it through the BRRRR method.
Don't recommend that, but
it's an option.
It's an option.
But the key is do some research, get some education. We highly recommend Bigger Pockets is a great place to start. It's a podcast, it's a website, it's a community. They have tons of resources. If this is something you're interested in, go check them out. We're passionate about real estate investing because we do it, we understand it, we love it. It's a great way to build up long-term wealth in rental properties.
Another one. Another one.
Another great option for real estate investing is short-term rentals or Airbnbs, VRBOs. You've probably heard a lot about this. There's a lot of pros to this. Good example, if you are leasing out a property for a year, you've got a year-long lease at $850 per month for that property. That's all you're gonna get. On a nightly rental, that same property could rent out for $85 to $100 per night. So the potential of renting it for the whole month is $3,000 a month. So you can kind of see how the possibilities, and you might not have every night rented, but there's a greater chance that you're gonna make more money. The con to that is way more involved. You've got people checking in and out. You've got to clean the property.
If you have a management company manage it, it's a lot higher percentage.
A lot higher percentage.
So pros and cons, really. I mean, you have to look at your situation, what you're passionate about, what you enjoy. There are some creative ways to do the Airbnb thing, though. So you can just buy your property and turn it into an Airbnb. There are hurdles, though. You have to get it approved through whatever city you're in. You have to, send out notices, all this stuff. So check, if you're in Springfield, check the Springfield city's website. But what's becoming more popular as of recently is you actually become a tenant in a property and you turn that into an Airbnb. Okay, so you don't actually own the property that's being Airbnb'd, but you're getting the benefit of the income, and of course you pay a monthly rent to the landlord.
Yeah, you're basically subleasing a property.
Exactly.
And as long as everybody's okay with that, it's a great way to jump into Airbnbs without a ton of money up front.
Yeah, I mean literally, essentially no money down, maybe your first month's rent or something like that. So, but you also don't have the liability of the property. Like Aaron said earlier, toilets break, roofs leak, things like that. Outside of Chick-fil-A, God and our families, real estate.
We love rentals. Or real estate.
Real estate in general.
Yeah.
But rentals are at the top.
Guys, as you can tell, this is a huge topic. Real estate investing in general is a great way to plan for retirement, accrue, some long-term wealth. Lots
cash
of
flow.
Strategies, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a great way to make money. We highly encourage you to go out and do your own research on long-term rentals, short-term rentals, Airbnbs, flipping, whatever it is, go out, do your own research, and find out if it's a good option for you. Lots of free podcasts, lots of free news articles, and of course, any one of us would be more than happy. There's lots of alpha agents that also invest in real estate that you can sit down with, pick their brain, and get things started. So don't hesitate, and don't have paralysis by analysis where you have to have everything figured out before you start.
Go buy your first property.
Just go buy it, figure it out, get a nice team around you, and then go from there. We hope you enjoy this episode. We'll see you next time. But there's also another side to that, and that is nightly rentals or short-term rentals.
You lose your shirt and no, I tell you what. No shirt, man, I swear. We actually haven't done any of these methods that we've talked about.
That's right.
But we did read about them and we listened to them on a podcast.
In shipping ice cubes.
All my money is in the
Antarctica.
dinar still.
The Iraqi dinar is
Which is
going
gonna
to
turn. It is going to turn.
It's turning.
And so
We've invested.
when it does,
That's right. Yes.
when it does,
Join
look
us
out.
next time on Alpha Couch, where we talk about how foreign currency
Is the next rental.
and toilet paper.
Speaking of toilet paper, we need to go.